Hello students, let's continue our lecture on angina pectoris. Angina pectoris is of three types. First one is stable angina or classical angina or angina on exertion. Second, fringe metal angina or variant angina or vasospastic angina. And third one is unstable angina. Stable angina. Stable angina is also known as classical angina or angina on exertion. Stable angina is the most common type of angina pectoris. There is fixed atherosclerotic plaque in coronary artery. So blood flow fails to increase during increased oxygen demand despite local factors mediated dilation of resistance vessels. That result in decreased oxygen supply, but it is enough to supply blood at rest. So no chest pain at rest. In case of stable angina, there is no chest pain at rest. In this figure, we can see there is atherosclerotic plaque in coronary artery. Due to this atherosclerotic plaque in coronary artery, there is a small opening left in the lumen. Through this small opening, blood can pass, and this small opening is enough to supply blood at rest, so there is no chest pain at rest in case of stable angina. During exercise or stress, there is increase in oxygen demand, so heart works harder. Blood flow cannot meet metabolic demand of cardiac muscle, so on exertion there will be chest pain. In case of stable angina, chest pain is present on exertion. When there is chest pain, if patient takes rest, there is decrease in oxygen demand, so chest pain is relieved. Fringe metal angina. Fringe metal angina is also known as variant angina or vasospastic angina. It was described as variant angina by American cardiologist Myron Prinzmetal. In case of variant angina, chest pain can occur anytime, even at rest or during sleep. Atherosclerosis may or may not be present. In case of variant angina, there is sudden vasospasm of coronary artery, and that result in decreased blood supply to cardiac muscle. So there will be myocardial ischemia, and that causes chest pain. Unstable angina. In case of unstable angina, there is chest pain during exercise or stress and also during rest. In unstable angina, there will be recurrent attacks of angina with minimal exertion or rest. In this case, chest pain does not go away. Unstable angina along with non-ST elevation myocardial infarction is known as acute coronary syndrome. Unstable angina, as I have shown in the diagram, in case of unstable angina, atherosclerotic plaque gets ruptured. That results in platelet aggregation and thrombosis. Due to thrombosis, there will be formation of blood clot on plaque. Due to that, coronary artery gets occluded, but small space in lumen is left for blood flow, and that results in decreased oxygen supply to cardiac cell. That causes myocardial ischemia. Due to myocardial ischemia, there will be chest pain. So in case of unstable angina, patient is having chest pain due to myocardial ischemia. So patient needs hospitalization to prevent impending myocardial infarction. In case of myocardial infarction, ischemic cardiac tissue gets necrosed. Now we will study drugs for angina pectoris. Drugs for angina pectoris. For acute attack of stable angina, variant angina and unstable angina, nitroglycerin by sublingual route is drug of choice. So in case of acute attack of stable angina, drug of choice is nitroglycerin by sublingual route. In case of acute attack of variant angina, drug of choice is nitroglycerin by sublingual route, and also in case of acute attack of unstable angina, nitroglycerin by sublingual route is drug of choice. So for acute attack, we give nitrates. So nitrates for acute attack. Example of nitrates which we use for acute attack: nitroglycerin by sublingual route, isosorbide dinitrate by sublingual route, amyl nitrite by inhalation. In case of acute prophylaxis for angina pectoris, nitroglycerin by sublingual route is drug of choice. So nitroglycerin by sublingual route is also drug of choice for acute prophylaxis of angina pectoris. Prophylaxis or long-term management of stable angina. The drugs which are used are as follows: calcium channel blockers, example verapamil, diltiazem. Long-acting nitrates, example isosorbide mononitrate, given orally. The other example of long-acting nitrates is pentaerythritol tetranitrate. Beta blockers are drug of choice. Examples include propranolol, atenolol, and metoprolol. Other drugs which are used for long-term management of stable angina are ivabradine, ranolazine, nicorandil, and trimetazidine. Prophylaxis or long-term management of variant angina. The drugs which are used are as follows: calcium channel blockers. Examples include verapamil and diltiazem. Long-acting nitrates. Examples of long-acting nitrates: isosorbide mononitrate and pentaerythritol tetranitrate. Prophylaxis or long-term management of unstable angina. In case of long-term management of unstable angina, we start with beta blockers. Then we give aspirin. After that, percutaneous coronary intervention, which is also known as coronary angioplasty. At the time of percutaneous coronary intervention, ATP blocker is added to aspirin. ATP blocker examples are clopidogrel, prasugrel, ticagrelor. And then we give low molecular weight heparin. Percutaneous coronary intervention is also known as coronary angioplasty. It is a non-surgical procedure that improves blood flow to the heart. Percutaneous coronary intervention requires a catheter to place stent to open up blood vessels in the heart. So let's revise. Drugs for angina pectoris. Sublingual nitroglycerin is drug of choice for acute attack of stable angina, variant angina, and also in case of unstable angina, acute attack. And long-term management of stable angina, drugs which are given are calcium channel blockers, long-acting nitrates, beta blockers, ivabradine, ranolazine, nicorandil, and trimetazidine. In case of variant angina, for long-term management, drugs are calcium channel blockers and long-acting nitrates. And in case of unstable angina, we give beta blockers, then aspirin, then percutaneous intervention, percutaneous coronary intervention. At that time, we add ATP blocker, and then we give low molecular weight heparin. We will discuss these drugs in detail in our next lecture.